Imagine a dazzling meteor shower didn't just light up the night sky, but unleashed a terrifying power, twisting an ordinary man into a grotesque, bone pipe-wielding killer. This film plunges you into that nightmare, where cosmic wonder collides with brutal horror. So, without wasting any further time, let's jump into the movie recap. The movie opens up in 1986. We see a mother and her young daughter, happily playing in a field. Their joy abruptly turns to terror, as they stumble upon a horrific sight: human body parts scattered across the ground. Someone had been brutally murdered, dismembered, and their remains discarded there. The film then takes us back to show us exactly how this nightmare unfolded. It all starts with news of an impending meteor shower. That night, countless meteoroids, both large and small, were expected to streak across the sky and fall to Earth. Eager to witness this celestial event, many people had gathered at a spot called Relax Point for a picnic. From there, they hoped to get a clear, comfortable view of the spectacle. Among them was a group of 3 friends, ready for a night of fun under the stars. Then we are introduced to Castor's group. They are making their way through a forest to witness the meteor show. They're stopped by an old man, who turns out to be none other than old Popeye. He warns them to turn back, telling them about the dangers associated with the meteors. But the group dismisses his warnings and continues on their way, while Popeye heads off. When Castor's group arrives at the picnic site, they find 2 of their friends already there. They'd even set up everything for the picnic. Castor's sister, Olive, goes to check things out. A short distance away, she sees 2 young men brutally beating an old man. When Olive tries to intervene, the thugs give her a lecherous look. But seeing Olive's brother and friends approaching, the 2 bullies get scared and run off. The group then goes to help the injured old man. This old man is clutching a comic book, which he seems to believe in wholeheartedly. He tells them, "Believe it or not, these meteor comics, they're going to turn people here into mutants, into strange creatures." He urgently warns them that something terrible is about to happen, and they should leave immediately before it's too late. This meteor is evil, he insists. But the young friends still don't take him seriously. They give him some money to help him out, and then walk away. A little later, 2 more of their friends arrive, bringing with them some kind of chemical substance. The group partakes and quickly becomes intoxicated. As evening sets in, we see Popeye again, fishing by himself. Then, the meteor shower begins. Popeye is thrilled by the sight. During the shower, a small meteoroid lands right inside his lit cigar. Unaware, Popeye takes a drag. Almost immediately, his condition plummets. He's writhing in agony, seemingly on the brink of death. But instead of dying, his body undergoes a shocking mutation. Various parts of his body enlarge, and he transforms into a mutant human. And just like that, all his previous ailments vanish. No longer interested in fishing, Popeye emerges from the water. He's confronted by the same 2 young men who were seen bullying the old man earlier. Still drunk, they decide to mess with Popeye too. One of them throws a punch. This enrages the newly mutated Popeye. He retaliates with a single, devastating punch to the bully's face. The force is so immense, the boy's face shatters into pieces, and he drops dead on the spot. In the scuffle, the boy's pipe had broken. So, Popeye snaps a bone from the dead boy's arm and starts using it as a new cigar pipe. The dead boy's friend, terrified, runs off. He finds Olive's group and frantically warns them that a dangerous man is coming to kill them all. But the group, still under the influence, pays no attention to his words, completely ignoring his warning. They don't even seem to notice that the boy is drenched in blood. Soon after, one of the boys from their group heads to the washroom. As it happens, Popeye also needs to use the facilities. He barges in. The boy inside looks up, as if to ask what the problem is. Popeye grabs the boy's head and twists it with such force that it rips clean off his body, right into Popeye's hands. Popeye then casually tosses the severed head aside, like a piece of trash, and sits down on the boy's headless corpse. We get a final, horrifying glimpse of the boy's head, his eyes still twitching, before he dies completely. Back with the main group, one couple has retreated into a tent. The other 4 are lying out under the open sky, watching the meteor shower. During their conversation, they realize that their friend who went to the washroom hasn't returned. A sense of unease creeps in, and they decide to look for him. Just then, Popeye approaches their camp. The couple is inside the tent. Popeye enters and impales the boy through the head with the bone pipe in his hand. He then turns to the girl, snaps her neck, and severs her head from her body. Meanwhile, the remaining 4 still haven't found their missing friend. They decide to split into 2 pairs to cover more ground. Castor and his girlfriend go one way, while Olive and her partner go another. Olive and her partner discover a meteoroid lying on the ground. Elsewhere, Castor and his girlfriend find the headless body of their friend. They're terrified by the gruesome discovery and scream. At the same moment, Olive also screams. But why? Her partner had just started to propose to her. The proposal itself wasn't the cause for the scream. As her partner was proposing, a meteoroid shot down from the sky and went straight through their head. Witnessing this horrific death right before her eyes, Olive let out a terrified scream. Panicked, she decides to head back towards the camp. Castor and his girlfriend are also making their way back. The three of them collide on the path, all screaming in fear. They quickly share their horrifying experiences, their terror mounting with each word. Now, they deeply regret not listening to the warnings. People had repeatedly told them to leave. Regardless, they know they need to get out of there, fast. But how? As they near the camp, they see Popeye, sitting there calmly, as if enjoying himself. The three are stunned and horrified. How could the old man they saw that afternoon have become so monstrously powerful? What kind of dark magic was this? Their immediate problem is escape. The car keys are in the tent, right where Popeye is sitting. Olive, risking her life, decides to retrieve them. She stealthily crawls towards and into the tent. The sight of her two dead friends inside horrifies her, but she keeps quiet. She has a mission to complete, get the keys, and get out. She thought Popeye hadn't seen her, but she was wrong. Popeye suddenly grabs her legs and yanks her out of the tent. Just as Popeye is about to kill Olive, Castor creates a diversion from behind, drawing Popeye's attention to himself. This saves Olive's life. She quickly grabs the car keys and rushes to her remaining partner. But by the time they reach their car, their hopes are crushed. A meteoroid has completely destroyed it. Then, they remember Castor. His life is still in danger. Olive recalls, Castor and I come here often. There's an abandoned factory nearby. I'm sure he went there. They hurry towards the factory to save him. On their way, they come across the dismembered body of the old man with the comic book, the one who had warned them that the comic is evil and would bring destruction. Before they can even start searching for Castor at the factory, Popeye appears, dragging Castor with him. To save Castor, his girlfriend rushes towards Popeye. But Popeye smashes her face with a single blow, killing her instantly. He then throws Castor into a nearby chemical tank. Castor dissolves completely, leaving not even a bone behind. Now, only Olive is left. She runs into the factory, desperate to save her own life. Inside, she encounters a man holding a shotgun. She quickly explains everything, how a monstrous man is after them and has killed everyone in her group. Hearing Olive's story, the old man starts cursing, which only frightens Olive more. But then, he reveals something important. He tells her that to combat situations and creatures like this, he had built something. We don't see what it is, but when Olive sees it, she's visibly stunned. Just then, they hear a noise from outside. The old man tells Olive to stay put and wheels himself out in his wheelchair. Predictably, as soon as he's outside, Popeye ambushes him, killing him with a strike from his bone weapon. Olive, witnessing this, runs out, intending to fight Popeye. But Popeye easily overpowers her, shoving her aside. Before Popeye can deliver a fatal blow, Olive's luck changes one last time. The injured boy, the one who had first warned them about Popeye, suddenly appears. He attacks Popeye, managing to knock the glowing meteoroid from Popeye's cigar, and tries to use it against him. The attack doesn't seriously injure Popeye, but it infuriates him. With a single swipe, Popeye knocks the boy down. Then, he crushes the boy's face under his foot, killing him. The meteoroid that Popeye had dropped lands near Olive's hand. As she picks it up, her hand begins to burn. But Olive endures the pain and shoves the glowing meteoroid into the generator of a large chainsaw. The massive chainsaw roars to life. This, it turns out, was the device the old man had built and shown to Olive. Mustering all her courage, Olive, wielding the revving chainsaw, confronts Popeye. But Popeye isn't going down easily. He frantically looks around for a weapon and finds only a hammer. It's no match for the chainsaw. Olive, using her wits, maneuvers, and with one powerful swing of the chainsaw, slices Popeye's body in two. Believing she's finally defeated Popeye, Olive collapses and eventually leaves. However, the next morning, we see that Popeye's body is gone. This means Popeye is still alive. Olive, who had apparently slept nearby through the night, wakes up to this horrifying realization. Her terror intensifies. Knowing how dangerous Popeye is, she begins to prepare herself for another confrontation. The story jumps forward a few weeks. News reports reveal that Popeye has now reached New York City and is wreaking havoc everywhere. To stop him, our resilient heroine, Olive, is shown gearing up. She has constructed a mechanical hand presumably to help her fight Popeye. And that's where the film ends, leaving us with the mystery of whether Olive will ultimately be able to destroy Popeye or not.